the Rob Reiner story and the Australia shooting story. A few details, new details. I guess I'll start with the Rob Reiner murder. Murder. It's murder. His son, Nick Reiner, apparently stabbed and slit the throats of father Rob Reiner and mother Michelle Reiner, leaving their bodies on the floor of the house for hours. They were there for hours and hours. It seems that by the time the daughter, Romy, found the parents, rigor had already set in. They stiffen up and what have you. The blood goes to the back or whatever. Gravity pulls the blood down, and you get those big, dark purple blotches where the body is hitting the floor. It's just disgusting. So that was going on. And then I'm hearing stories that Los Angeles Police Department doesn't even have a homicide bureau anymore. They've had to combine robbery and homicide because they just laid off so many cops, whether it's budgetary or political or whatever it is. They just don't have a dedicated homicide department. Robbery, homicide. Remember Lieutenant Columbo would always, Lieutenant Columbo, Los Angeles homicide, ma'am. I'd like to come in and see the body. Now it's robbery, homicide, and they couldn't find the coroner. Apparently they have a coroner, and they couldn't find him. So, one of the most famous guys in Los Angeles, as far as actors go and whatnot, and directors, his body had to lay there for hours while they found the people that were needed to actually conduct the investigation. It took so long, as a matter of fact, that reports say Billy Crystal was able to walk up into the house and look at the dead bodies of Rob and Michelle Reiner, which to me seems like a contamination of the crime scene. I don't know. I know that Nick Reiner, the supposed murderer, has an attorney now. And the second I hear, the attorney is there and they're speaking with the people, and I just think, okay, what is the defense going to be? Well, obviously, insanity. They have to go with an insanity defense here. And he was supposed to be arraigned today, but they have determined that they have not determined. They've determined they haven't determined whether he is mentally fit to even be arraigned as a person would normally be arraigned if they were of sound mind. So this is going to be one of those insanity defenses. You're going to hear that he has no recollection whatsoever about what happened. And he's just as shocked and saddened by the passing of his parents as everyone else, because he didn't know what he did. He has no recollection. You will hear this. This is a classic defense. The number of people that murder their mother and father is such a small fraction of a percent of the murders that take place in this country yearly. And just because of that alone, you can draw a conclusion, if you're a lawyer, that it is such an anomaly that one would have to be insane to do this. So you'll see that. You'll see that as a defense. The other thing is that this happened right after the Conan O'Brien Christmas party. So it seems like Rob and Michelle and Nick went to the Conan O'Brien Christmas party. And I can only imagine, first of all, Rob Reiner having to drag this burdensome big lug of a murdering son around with him. That can't be good. It's like, we can't leave him home alone. You want to come to Conan O'Brien's party with us? Party. So they load up the car there. They take him to Conan O'Brien's party. And the things I've been hearing and reading about the son is he's just incapable of having conversations or being like, why would you take him? Why would you take him to this party? So they took him to a party. They got into a big, loud argument. Many people at the party who were going off the record saying what they saw was that Rob and Michelle and Nick got into a big yelling match at this party. And then Rob and Michelle left. They left the party. And it's not clear whether the son there, Nick, stayed at the party or not, or left. But it's being assumed that he didn't leave with his parents. That the parents just were disgusted, left, and maybe Nick left but didn't go with the parents. There's also a little clickbait, actually, that there was, who was it? Bill Hader. I guess he got into a tiff. Yeah, it goes, Nick Reiner stormed off after getting into tiff with comedian Bill Hader at Conan O'Brien's party. And then I read the story, and it's a non-story. He walked up to Bill Hader at the party and interrupted Hader at the bash. An eyewitness had said, there he is, a big lug, big private pile-looking motherfucker. Is Bill Hader, murderer of Rob and Michelle. Let's see. Yeah. When the SNL alum told Nick that he was in the middle of a private conversation, the source said Nick just stood there and stared before storming off. The unsettling interaction concerned other partygoers, a source added. So that was the tiff. Like, he came over, he said something, and Bill Hader goes, in a private conversation here? And crazy Nick just looked around and stared, and then, me go now, kill parents. So then he leaves. He went to a hotel close to his parents' house. He checked in. There were no signs when he checked in that he was disheveled, or he seemed a little strung out, the desk clerk and some witnesses at the hotel said. But he wasn't he wasn't frazzled. He didn't have blood on him or anything. And this was after the party, sometime in the early morning hours of Saturday night, Sunday morning, 4 a.m. So he checked in, and then at some point between 4 a.m. when he had checked in and early Sunday morning, he had left the hotel, gone to his parents' house, and murdered them. He then returned to the hotel, where I don't think many people or anyone saw him come in. He went to his room, hung a sheet over the window, and apparently from evidence they found in the hotel room, had disrobed, taken a shower, and tried to clean up. There was blood all over in the shower, all over the bed. There was a lot of blood in the hotel room. He didn't check out technically, but he had left. He had only booked the room for a day. And then a few hours later, he was subsequently arrested about 20 miles away from the parents' house and around the hotel area by a gang unit of the police department. So that's how they caught him, and that seems to be the timeline of what happened. The Reiners laid there on the floor, dead, from sometime between 4 a.m. and very early Sunday morning until 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon, when Rami Reiner showed up and found the parents dead with rigor mortis already setting in. So that seems to be the timeline. She knew immediately who did it. She had told the police that this is who you need to look for. And there were no real surprises there when it came to who could have killed the Reiners, the son. You know, he just seemed to be this real fucking problem. Everyone knew it. This is one of those things that everyone knew, but no one talked about. Like Epstein and what's his name over there from Miramax, that rapist guy. Yeah. So things go on, things happen, people know about it, but no one says anything. And then after the fact, like this, everyone comes out of the woodwork going, oh yeah, this guy was fucking nuts. Oh, we kind of knew he was a problem and might be violent. And it's like, oh geez. And then, you know, I have no sympathy or love for Rob Reiner. But you have to think, as a parent, what a chore, what a burden to have a child that you raised a child. He's in his 30s, this guy. And his entire life has just been a problem. There's a story. I didn't even get to read it yet. I had seen it so quickly on social media. I think it was the Daily Mail. And then it was, you know, please subscribe to the Daily Mail to read the rest of this story. Fuck off. Piss off, wanker. So, but it said people knew since he was 11 years old that he was a problem. People said he smelled. He would growl at people and he smelled really bad. And so all these stories are coming to the surface now about what a weirdo and, you know, just a social outcast this guy had been since preteen years. And to be saddled with that, you know, you have to think that every instance of Rob Reiner achieving something, having a premiere of one of his films, standing on the red carpet at awards and waving to the cameras, and they're like, Rob, and he's smiling. And like that entire time, it's like, Rob, over here, Rob, oh yeah, my son's a fucking monster. My son's a monster. Oh my God, my son's a monster. Like constantly. Just a never-ending chorus in his head, just over and over, that my son is a monster. What can I do? Oh my God, I wish I could enjoy my life, but my son is a monster. That's something to deal with, man. Ooh, That's why, you know, kids, I don't know.